Good morning, students. Today we are going to start our next syllabus of our chapter. That's the chapter number is 4, the civics, the Supreme Court. Clear? So in this session we will try to cover this chapter. That is the most important chapter. Number of questions the examiner can ask in our board. Now, as you know that the Supreme Court has 3 organs. The one is legislature, another one is executive, and the third one is judiciary. So in this chapter we will learn about the judiciary. So under our constitution, the judiciary is a single integrated system. Clear? So we will learn about the single integrated system. We will learn about the single integrating system in this session. So Supreme Court, as it is a single integrated system followed by our constitution, means there are three parts of judiciaries are there which run in our India. The lower one is that is subordinate courts. Before subordinate court there is a high court, and after high court there is a Supreme Court. Means Supreme Court is at apex. Apex means at top of our judiciary system. The judiciary system is single integrated judiciary system is followed in our India, and in that the on top is Supreme Court. Clear? The Supreme Court is the head of the entire system. Clear? The function of the Supreme Court is not to see the functioning of our India, as well as to coordinate the functioning of lower courts, means high court as well as subordinate courts. So Supreme Court is one who look the functioning of coordinate the functionings of control over the functionings of other courts like high court and subordinate court. Clear? And all the cases from the lower court, means if any case not solved by the subordinate court or high court, that case also move to the Supreme Court for final answers. Clear? So Supreme Court is the last one where we can approach for the appeal. Clear? And the decision of the Supreme Court is binding. Now next we will learn about the tell you something about the single and integrated judicial system. So here are some points which we discussed, like the constitution established a single integrated judicial system for the whole of India. The Supreme Court of India is the highest court of the country. It is the highest court, and below it are the, as already told you, high courts and at state levels and subordinate courts. Other courts like subordinate courts work under the high courts. Clear? So that work under below the high courts. The Supreme Court control and run the judicial administration of India. All courts in India from link of a single judicial system. So Supreme Court is at the top. Now we will learn, next topic is we will learn about the composition of Supreme Court. So how it compose. The Supreme Court of India that is headed by the Chief Justice. So Chief Justice of Supreme Court also called the Chief Justice of India. So it is headed by the Chief Justice, and Chief Justice, he is assisted by 30 Supreme Court judges, means to assist Chief Justice other 30 judges were also is also there. If required, Parliament can increase the number of Supreme Court judges to clear pending cases. Clear? So according to the wish of if it is necessary, then only it can be increased 30 to 33. So Supreme Court headed by the Chief Justice, and to assist Chief Justice of India other 30 to 33 judges are there. Clear? So that is the composition of Supreme Court. Next topic is qualification for the appointment as a judge of Supreme Court. Which qualifications required to become a judge of Supreme Court? Now under the qualification, the necessary qualification, the most important qualification to become the member of judge of the Supreme Court, that is must be a citizen of India. That person must be a citizen of India. That is the first qualification required. Next, that person, he or she, should have worked as a judge of High Court continuously for at least 5 years. Clear? So 5-year period is given for continuously as a judge of high court. That person should have experience of high court. Next, the qualification, required qualification, if that person is not a judge of high court, that should have been at least 10-year experience of an advocate of high court or lower court. Clear? So 10-year as an advocate, 5-year as a judge of high court necessary. Should be in the opinion of president a distinguished jury. That person should be a member of distinguished jury for the by the opinion of president. So that are the qualification, required qualification to become a judge of the Supreme Court. Clear? Now next we will learn about the appointment, how the judge appointed by the President of India. Who appointed the judge of the Supreme Court? Every judge of the Supreme Court is appointed by the President of India in consultation with the judges of the Supreme Court and High Court. For to become a judge of the Supreme Court, the President can consult with other judges. In case of appointment of a judge other than the Chief Justice of India shall be consulted. Clear? So that is also the procedure to appointment done by the President. Then next we will learn about the term of office, how long a judge of the Supreme Court can perform their duties. Now term of office, he or she can hold office until he attain the age of 65 years. Clear? So that can be asked by the examiner that what is the term of office of a judge. So he hold office until he attain the age of 65 years. So age of 65 years, that should be underlined in your answer. Next, removal. How what is the procedure to remove from the service of a judge? That what is the procedure? So how the judge can be removed from his office? The procedure is through impeachment. Only the impeachment, the procedure which is followed to remove from the judges, from the post of judges of the Supreme Court, that procedure is known as impeachment. So a judge of the Supreme Court cannot be removed from office except by an order of the President on the ground of misbehavior or misconduct. If he proved misbehavior or misconduct, only then by the process of impeachment the President can remove judge from his office. Clear? So for the process of impeachment, the President needed 2/3 majority of a member of the Parliament. The consent from the 2/3 member of the Parliament needed for this procedure. Clear? So impeachment. So a person means a judge can be removed from office through impeachment only. Clear? So they can ask about impeachment also. Define impeachment. What is the procedure to remove a judge from his office? So that should be there. Next, powers of the Supreme Court. That is the next question, and detail marks question maybe come in exam related to that. That's so important one. So first we can learn the points. Which points you are going to attempt for this question? Like first is guardian of the Constitution, original jurisdiction, defender of the Federation, enforcement of fundamental right, appellate jurisdiction, that is also one of the power of the Supreme Court. Civil and criminal cases come under this. Special leave to appeal, advisory jurisdiction, review, court of record, contempt of court, and power of judicial rule. So number of points are there. First we will cover about the guardian of the Constitution. Clear? So first, jurisdiction. What do you mean by jurisdiction? Jurisdiction means a power. It is a power that a court of law exercise to carry out judgments. So the power which is used by the Supreme Court to carry out the judgment, that is known as jurisdiction. They can ask in 2 marks also, define jurisdiction. Clear? Or if powers come, then it should be in detail. So first is guardian of the Constitution. The Supreme Court is the protector. It is a protector or the guardian of our Constitution. Next, original jurisdiction. So original jurisdiction means power to hear the cases at first instant, means firstly the case which come to the Supreme Court, that's come under the original jurisdiction, that we known as original jurisdiction. Clear? So under the jurisdiction, number of cases, the Supreme Court has a power to solve number of cases like center state or interstate disputes. So if it is come in detail that define original jurisdiction, the cases which come for first instant to the Supreme Court for hearing, that cases come under the original jurisdiction. So that we have to write. So first is center state or interstate disputes, that type of cases brought for to the Supreme Court. So the Supreme Court has been given exclusive jurisdiction in any disputes like between Government of India and one or more state. Means if any dispute is there between two states, that directly can be goes for the hearing to the Supreme Court. Next, between Government of India and any state or states on one side and one or more state or the other sides, that type of cases also move to the Supreme Court. Next, between two or more states, if any case was going on between two states, that case also can be brought to the Supreme Court for first instance under the original jurisdiction. Clear? So that type of cases come under the original jurisdiction. Next is under the already it is discussed by me that dispute cases between Government of India for any states come, then Government of India for any state one side and other states another side, or two or more states, that's come under it. Clear? Then if any question of law, that matter also can be brought to the Supreme Court. Next is protector of fundamental right. So the original jurisdiction also extend to cases for the violation of fundamental right. Means if any fundamental right of any citizen violated by anyone, that can be brought to the Supreme Court for under the original jurisdiction. Clear? So we can say that the individual, if any person's fundamental right violated, that individual person can approach to the Supreme Court for the violation of that person's fundamental right. Clear? So we can say it is a protector of fundamental right, our fundamental rights. Next is appellate jurisdiction. Clear? So appellate jurisdiction is also one of the power of the Supreme Court. So appellate jurisdiction means power to grant special leave against the judgment delivered by any court in the countries. Clear? That is the appellate jurisdiction, means any special leave of appeal, a special leave to appeal against the judgment which is delivered by the lower court, that come under the appellate jurisdiction. Clear? So under the appellate jurisdiction, Supreme Court of India here appeal against the judgment of High Court as well as subordinate courts. In certain cases where a High Court certifies in a civil or criminal cases, so that type of cases also brought to the Supreme Court. Clear? Now under this we can say that constitutional cases also can brought, if it is not certified issued by the High Court, that case can be brought to the Supreme Court for special leave. Then civil cases also, cases which involve a substantial question of law, that cases also can brought to the Supreme Court for their hearing. Next we will talk about the appeal by special leave. Clear? So that is also one of the power of the function of the Supreme Court. So in that type of cases, special leave which is exercised only under exceptional circumstances, that special leave can be accepted by the Supreme Court only exceptional cases. Like civil cases, special leave of appeal would be granted unless there is a question of law. If any question of law is there, only then in special case that special leave to appeal can move to the Supreme Court. Then criminal cases, some criminal cases also can be brought to the Supreme Court on special circumstances. Clear? Like if it is grave injustice was done, during that such type of cases also can brought to the Supreme Court. Then next is advisory jurisdiction. That is also one of the power of the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court has an advisory jurisdiction, means it can give opinion on any question of law or any public importance. So such type of cases that a Supreme Court can consider the opinion of President also. So the Supreme Court may be required to express its opinion to President, but President also free. He is not binded to accept the decision or accept the opinion of the Supreme Court, and it is not binded by the Supreme Court to give opinion to the President, but both are free to accept opinion or to give opinion. So any question of law is there, during that time Supreme Court, if it is referred to the Supreme Court for opinion, then Supreme Court can give opinion to the President. Then disputes arising out of pre-constitutional treaties or agreement, if any agreement was there and any dispute arise during that time, so the President can the Supreme Court can give opinion. That opinion can be given by the Supreme Court. So that's why it is called advisory jurisdiction. The Supreme Court has a power to give advice. Next is we can talk about the writ also. So if any fundamental right was violated by anybody, then the person can move to Supreme Court. So what Supreme Court will do? Supreme Court can issue for this issue number of writs. So the examiner can ask about the name of writs also. So we have to write the name of writs like habeas corpus, mandamus, writ of prohibition, writ of certiorari, then curanto. So the 5 writs are there. You have to learn the name of 5 writs. That should be asked by the examiner in 4 marks or in 2 marks. So you have to learn the name of all writs. Next, the next power of Supreme Court is that revisory jurisdiction. The Supreme Court under the Article 137 has a power to review the judgment which is given by the Supreme Court in view to removing any mistakes which is done by the Supreme Court. So he has a power to revise his judgment. Next is that Supreme Court is also known as the Court of Record. Means Supreme Court is also known as the Court of Record because all the judgment, all the decision which is given by the Supreme Court that recorded for evidence. For the future references, it can be used for the future references or for the nature of precedents. Clear? So the Supreme Court is also known as the Court of Record for implementation because its judgment or its order are prescribed as a record. These can be produced in any other court for proceeding for references. Then if a person commit a contempt of court, that court has the authority to punish him. So that is the Supreme Court act as a guardian. That's why Supreme Court act as a guardian of our constitution. So number of powers of the Supreme Courts are there. Students, you have to learn the powers name first, like appellate jurisdiction, original jurisdiction. It is a guardian of our constitution. If it is a protector of our fundamental rights. Here, so all these points you have to learn it as well as make notes of all the points in short in your copies. That is a homework which is given to you. Thank you.